Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Tiabu and I am here for Vinland Saga episode 5. Last time on Vinland Saga, our first episode after the 3-part starter drop, and then, oh man, 4th episode was pretty amazing. Talked about it for a good long time. Think I covered most of the things that I found super awesome about it. The biggest being just the incredible execution on the death of Thors. So, plus some other really great shots, some really cool and inventive fighting stuff, and just right, really good. No idea what to expect now. I figure that our prologue has kind of ended. I sort of expected that, and I talked about this kind of at length. I expected that Thors would die. Kind of needs to for the story. This is Thorfinn's story, and we start off with a solid revenge setup. Against, well, at this point, against Askeladd. Now, Thorfinn is being dragged behind Askeladd's ship, assuming that they're going to go meet Floki. And I did make one mistake in the last reaction review section. I said that I thought I had remembered seeing some scenes of, like, Thorfinn being on Floki's ship, but all that there were scenes of Thorfinn coming at Askeladd, and seemingly in like a training sort of way. So take anything that I said about how it might be interesting if like Thorfinn gets raised by Floki and is like aware that Floki maybe had a hand in his father's death. Take all of that and just apply it to Askeladd instead, and then that works. Still really interesting potential here. Can't wait to see what happens with that kind of crazy like surrogate father who killed your father dynamic. That could be amazing. And kind of just looking forward to Thorfinn growing up. I assume he'll need to meet some other people who are maybe in a similar boat to him. I don't think he'll be like a loner the entire time. I'm sure that he'll make some sort of connection with someone, but we'll have to see who. And then I get the feeling from the OP that while we're following Thorfinn, there might be other threads or things that we follow in the world. Other characters or something, but I don't know. All in all, this feels like the starting line. The first 4 episodes all feel like the stage is being set, and the last of the 4 feels like the big sort of first act inciting incident that causes Thorfinn's life to never be the same again and gives him motivations and goals. That's what that felt like, and we killed a really great character to do it, and that's an effective way to do it. So good. I am all in. I'm all aboard. So yeah, I think that's gonna be about it for starting off. We're gonna have to see where Thorfinn ends up. I don't know. So let's find out. Let's jump into the episode. I have it up. Episode 5. Horrible subs version, all that jazz. It's up and ready to go. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video, a picture-in-picture version with the video inset up there in the corner, and a timer-based version which will be up on YouTube. The picture-in-picture version won't have any discussion on it. The timer-based version will have discussion at the end, and a beep-beep timer at the beginning to sync up with your own version of the episode, if that's what you want to do. And if that is what you want to do, get it ready, because the timer's going right here. Timing on that audio coming in was a little weird, but I think that's in the file, so I won't edit it. Bjorn and Ash. Yeah, he's on the back of the ship. And then they're facing off. Either a dueling ring or training. So is she, or is it the sister? Let's see if we can see the hair, because I think this scene's coming. There are those two. Bjorn. Okay. Looks like the mother more than the sister. I mean, it could be anybody. I think that might be the worst those CG boats have ever looked. Hmm. Hmm. The troll's son. Oh yeah. Yeah, so you've been over there without... Is that rainwater? Hope that's rainwater. Thorfinn could burn down your boats, dude. Oh, that's all CG. They made models for all of those characters. Timestamp. Oof. So this is the everything goes wrong for Thorfinn episode. The come to terms with what's really happening episode. Who's there? Hmm. Is that where the boats are? Or did they just start pillaging to rest their bones? Oh my. That is one listening boy. Welcome to the life now. All he has. Hmm. An opportunity, you think? It's not gonna work, buddy. but I don't blame you for trying. He's awake. And he can't. Wow. Just wow. Hello, little fly. I'm gonna kill you! Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then why do you need a sword? Ah. Now he starts teaching him. Damn. So, who do we have here? The pay. Jeez. Hmm. A wrinkle? Hmm. Liar. Like a dog. You don't know how to sustain yourself, do you, buddy? As much as you hate them, you need them. This might mess you up, dude. Those are acorns. You need to soak them first. Back for the scraps. Again, the voice actress, killing it. Where's my son? Brave face. Okay. It might take a few. Mm-hmm. Man, she's holding it together though, you know? She's holding it together for the family, for everybody. Yeah. She knows she needs to be strong. Really stepping it up though. Hmm. What's going on? Ooh, going whaling. Hmm. Don't push yourself. She's trying to drown it out. Trying to avoid feeling. It's comforting to have something you have to do. Because when you stop and have a moment, you can't laugh it off forever. We'll see. We'll see. I have a feeling that your relationship with Ashalot is going to change significantly over time. Hi, Bjorn. Brought you food? Any special mushrooms in there? So he's looking for the right mushrooms. Yeah. No. You are not a threat. Damn. Yeah, you're gonna get real used to saying he's still alive. Oh, going for the marrow. Smart boy. Hi, doggy. Hi, scary doggy. You're not afraid of this fire, are you? Uh-oh. Doggo just wants a snack. The snack can be you, or you can give the snack. Give snack. Or he's gonna try and fight a wolf. Go for the dagger instead. Yeah. He's gonna kill a wolf. That's the first thing he's ever really heard. Wow. Wow. Hmm. Could learn to throw that knife. Looks like it's got the balance to it. Hold it on the tip. Hmm. Accuracy. Thud. Wow. Hey. So he learns, and he grows, and he survives. Listening guy. Hey. Don't need no sword. Mm-hmm. Oh, buddy. Such a pain. Here we go. Something's changed a little bit, hey? He's still got every advantage, but leave the opening. Ow. Ow. It's a duel. Oh, oh, Thorfinn. That was close. That was real close, buddy. You came real close there. Ah, that's what we see in the OP. And that's the setup. Hmm. Might take a little while, buddy. But you're locked in now. It's the second time he said it, and I feel even more strongly that somebody else is going to kill Ashalad out from under Thorfinn. All right. This is an interesting one. I think this is meant to be a bit of a... Well, I said near the beginning of the reaction that it felt like this was the everything goes wrong for Thorfinn episode. And I'm not quite right about that, but the purpose of it is about the same. This is an episode to let everything sink in. An episode that to me is full more of Thorfinn figuring out where and who the hell he is and what he's even capable of, what he can do. He's in this horrible situation, surrounded by enemies and simultaneously alone. Nobody he can relate to. Nobody he can even come close to trusting. Man. Okay, so okay. I need to see one thing again. When we see the Shield Maiden, I don't remember where it is. So we see the mother. Is it after this? There's that there. Ah, her eyes are dark, so I can't see if she has the super distinctive, really bright eyelashes that the mother character always has. She has the right hair for it. I'm not entirely convinced that she's the Shield Maiden, but I'm close. The hair is right. I think it's the right length. Ah, it's so right. Ah, it's so right. All right, I'm I'm like 80% convinced that that shield maiden that we see is Thorfinn's mom. Maybe going out on her own mission to try and find her son, which would be dope. Okay, so I mentioned it during the reaction, but I think this is the single worst shot of the show so far. I mean, it's a pretty simple establishing shot, but the fact that there's no texturing on the boats whatsoever is it makes them look ridiculous. It makes them look like cheap toys. Also, the sails look like they're solid objects that are just like holding that position. I guess there is some movement in the shadows of the sails down here, but I didn't notice that on the first time watching through. So it's a little better than I thought. Give them credit for that. The boats themselves do not look good to me. Now, the stuff on the boat looks great. See, in here we've got similar stuff, but there's actual like texturing and stuff, and it's believably wood instead of it just being brown plastic. Yeah. So that's the thing. So then we've got Ashalad sort of just being apathetic the way he is, you know. And what a title, The Troll's Son. And he's already in a terrible place. He's on this boat, he's starving, he's dehydrated. I assume that that's got to be rainwater, otherwise he wouldn't continue drinking it. And then here we have another scene that I don't think looks very good. I just don't think this looks very good, especially up here in this area. It's just so flat. Okay. And then we move over. We're not going to stay here for long, just resting our bones, which means fucking taking over a village. Oh, geez. And then I timestamped about 3 minutes, because there's, oh yeah, okay. This scene of them walking. Yep. Those are all CG models. Ooh, I guess there aren't... So there isn't like a distinct Ashalad here. Or a distinct Bjorn, I don't think. Unless that guy in the front with the red is meant to be Bjorn. But if so, then there's an inconsistency because Ashalad isn't there. Whatever. Regardless, I thought they had made a bunch of unique CG models for specific characters. I don't know if they necessarily line up with specific characters, but they did use a bunch of different CG models. They all look unique. Cool. Neato burrito. And then we have what covers a whole lot of screen time in this episode, which is bad shit happening to Thorfinn, and Thorfinn being silently sad alone in the woods. And we have this moment where he just starts, like, laugh crying. Man. Again, I think worth noting that pretty much every time that Thorfinn opens his mouth, the voice actress playing him sort of nails it. Nails the mental state and the emotional content and just, like, everything about the lines. And has this incredible range that goes from the really high-pitched crying to the almost gritty and gravelly, like, young adolescent boy screams of rage, and it's kind of incredible. So then we get this super tense sequence as he grabs a sword, and has the opportunity, and Ashalad, we find out only after, is awake and aware, just waiting, just curious to see. There's this whole interesting complex with Ashalad and Tors, and it comes back when he says Tors died a normal death, because it's like, why would he lie about that when we know that, at least the way I see it, that Ashalad respected the shit out of Tors in the end. Like, watching Tors die got to him somehow. The nonchalant brutality of this world is, I think, worth commenting on. How they're, you know, just sleeping and hanging out. Our establishing shot is the brutality, though. And then it's just people going about this as though it's their ordinary daily life. Alright, a little fly. He's still alive, and the men just laugh. And he tells him he should have done it. I'd never do something so cowardly. So brutal, but he never kills him. It just gives him the chance to live on. I still have this feeling that Ashalad is like letting him live, knowing that in all likelihood he'll kill him, and he kind of either maybe he doesn't want that, but he's kind of excited by it. He enjoys it. Strange. So the money comes. Ashalad seems so, I don't know, he seems so somber. It's interesting. It's interesting. Like he's just getting by. Like scraping. There's very little to respect him for. Howard Thor's final moments and he lies. So then we get these characters. I assume that we'll be seeing more of them. They've got distinctive-ish designs. Throw him scraps of bones. And he goes out, he rejects that sort of really patronizing, kind of awful kindness, if you will. He rejects that, but then very quickly discovers that he doesn't have many other options. He doesn't know how to find the things to eat that are good to eat. And he doesn't know how to capture the things that he knows are good to eat. So he goes and gnaws on the bones. In the rain. And then we come back here and deliver the news to the family with the broken sword. And then Ylva. This is Ylva, right? We know. Immediately. We know. But how strong she really is. And then we follow her as she jokes about it, makes light of it, and focuses, throws herself gleefully into her work. Anything to avoid thinking, right? Anything to avoid it. And finally, Mom knows. It's time to stop. And as soon as she stops, it all pours out. Like smashing the brakes without a seatbelt on, you go straight through the windshield. Damn. So then at the same time that we've got this time period for Thorfinn to like handle the emotional impact of what has just happened and his new lot in life, it's also a training montage, and it's a self-directed one, as Thorfinn trains himself to survive. The best reason for it. To survive and for vengeance, but soon one takes more priority over the other. So he goes after Bjorn, and Bjorn just sort of bops him. No. Just stop it, kid. Just stop it. And as he walks away, well, you're just weak. So, now you have a goal. I am weak. I have things that require me to be strong. He's still alive. He's the son of the troll. So he learns to pull the marrow from the bones, to extract all the food that he can. And then he's attacked. This wolf looks great, by the way. Just like, it's really well animated. Furry creatures aren't easy. It's pretty great. Especially this, like, the way that it catches its weight after the snap and jump. If you have a dog and you've ever trained them to, like, jump for a treat, then you'll recognize that. The way of, like, hitting the ground. It's cool. So, he goes for the knife. And he kills. He's forced to. And we watch the wolf collapse. And Thorfinn's hands are covered in blood for the first time. So he goes back to practicing. And then he realizes he could throw the knife, and he goes to practice it. Accuracy, speed, Acha, range, distance. So he comes up with a plan, and we don't see any of it. This is a pretty badass moment. I know he's about to get the shit kicked out of him, because there's no way he's actually going to kill Astolat here. But it's a badass moment from this little kid. Thorfinn, you're a beast. And he comes at him, swiping and swinging. But Astolat is kind of having fun with it, kind of playing with him. And then he just goes to kicking him again, like a dog. And kicking him while he's down. And it goes from a little bit of having fun from Astolat to time to teach you not to fuck with me again for a long time. I don't want to worry about you trying to kill me in my sleep. Like, you had the chance. I don't think you're going to do it, but let's put this to rest. You're not going to be able to kill me. Why don't you try to become a good Viking, and then maybe I'll do something in the future. And then, in the moment that he's distracted, in the moment that he turns and looks away at Bjorn, he almost gets him. I've had enough. And the way he sort of nonchalantly tosses the knife, sort of like, yeah, you've been training at this for a little while. You finally managed to be able to throw a knife. I know how to do that. Come on, man. You're not special. Chill. Don't stop trying to kill me. You're a Viking, right? I'll reward you with a duel. You just have to do something good on the battlefield. A promise between warriors, kind of like the promise between him and Thors. So he says, I'll do it in no time, and then you'll die. What if we just time skip like 2 years to the next episode, and he's just trying to accomplish something in battle and hasn't been able to? He becomes a bit more one of them, you know? But he holds on to that revenge. Oh, there's so much good here. So I really like this episode. I like that we get a moment to slow down and really focus on Thorfinn, on his emotional state. That we get to show the impact of Thors' death on the family back home. That it all works. It all feels right. Good damned episode. Well, I think that's going to be it for me, so let's wrap it up. I've been Tiabu. This has been Vinland Saga Episode 5. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week in the next episode. Peace.